Good evening. Good evening. I am Subramaniam, working as assistant professor in mechanical department at SNS College of Technology. In this session, we are going to see on the overview of mechanical engineering subject about on the topic of welding. This welding is mainly considered see about the arc welding itself. So the arc welding is also known as the shielded metal arc welding process, where in this welding, what is welding? Welding is the joining of the process. It's a metal joining process which produces covalence of materials by heating them to a suitable temperature with or without the application of pressure also. By the application of pressure or by application of pressure alone and or without the use of the filler materials. So there are two types of welding: is the heat-based welding and pressure-based welding. In the heat-based welding, we see metal to be heated to a suitable temperatures to create fusion without the filler material added to the joint. Whereas the pressure-based material, only application of pressure alone can create the covalence between the materials without any heating. And here you see the picture of the welding process. In this process, we can see clearly the picture where this is a welding rod which is coated with the flux, and this is a core wire where this is a part of material, base metal, which has to be welded to be connected here. So when the welding is being created, when the electrode which is coated with the flux is come nearer to the base metal, the distance between the base metal and the welding metal must be 3 mm to 5 mm only. In this way, due to the electric current passes, the electrode melts, and also it melts the base metal also. So fusion creates here. In this fusion creates the welding rod will be poured into the base metal, and base metal also is being heated up, and it has been melted. Both the metals have been joined there, and the flux coated will be produced as a slag on the mortar metal weld pool itself, such that it restricts from the atmospheric air itself. So here we can see the alloy metal which has been welded here. Alloy is the element added to the metal to enhance the properties, and arc which gives the electric charge between the electrode and the base metal itself, which produces the heat resistance also. Bead is a deposit of the filler metal on work surface when the electrode melts itself, and the electrode which is covered with the flux or base wire is called the rod, or is a stick welding or wire, and as a MIG welding and a flux coated arc welding. Here you can see the key welding points are the electrode holder, filler material, nozzle, penetration, and shielding gas. These are main components of the welding component itself. Here you can see the critical welding components. When the welding is created, when the welding is there, a spark will be created, and which is been over the shield by the shield itself. So it mainly depends upon the depth of the fusion or the flux and slag. So how depth of the filler metal generates, and the fluxes which cleans the surface when burned makes and shielding glasses, and protects the weld pool from the atmospheric contamination that causes the defects also. Whereas slag, when the fluxes on welding rod melts, it produces shielding gas and the forms as a hardened protective coating, so that the welded metal must be chipped off and cleaned off. And this is the welded metal. In this we can see detailedly. When the welded metal has been welded here, this is one of the parent materials. The parent materials has been welded, both the parts has been welded and joined together, which is a welded face, which has been after chipping the welded face, we smooth the face here, and this is now the welding zone, which is the heating zone. The dotted line gives the heated zone itself, and the welded metal, this is apart from the welded metal, if there is any excess of the metal, it is also the excess of the welded metal, which just penetrates into the parent metal and exceeds from the parent metal also. And here comes the classification of welding process, that is consumable welding electrode welding, and non-consumable electrode welding. So in this process, the electrode will be consumed in some process. Some processes the electrode is not consumed, but instead the gas and pressurized welding will be given there. here you can see the shielded metal arc welding process itself. So shielded metal arc welding, this is a line sketch of shielded metal arc welding, and this is a pictorial view. Here you can see the parent metal base metal has been joined to the cathode, whereas the electrode is joined to the anode itself. When anode cathode has have a joint combination, it will be forming a electricity charges. So due to electricity charges, it heats the parent metal as well as the part also. And here you can see the detailed part of the electrode component and shielding electrode structure also. Finally, you come to the advantage of the shielded metal arc welding. And this acute benefit in versatile locations and metal compatibility. So common applications used for the carbon steel itself. Thank you for watching this.